Welcome to your favorite channel, Shonia Studio. Let's get to know a mother named Mary Joseph who was only 36 years old when she died. She came from Haiti and at that time she lived in the city of Fall River, Bristol County, Massachusetts, United States since 1997. She worked at a large hotel as a cleaning service, to support her 5 children. Mary is known as a good, cheerful, humorous, and helpful mother. That's why she is very much loved by her family and friends, so her friends always invite Mary wherever they want to go. Until finally a terrible incident happened to her. And she was just found after 2 days of drowning in a public swimming pool. Why did all this happen? And why was she just found 2 days later? Even though we know that swimming pools are public facilities that are filled with many people, we will discuss the terrible case of Mary Joseph, as a reminder to us to always be careful. On Sunday afternoon, located at the Vietnam Memorial Swimming Pool and Spray Deck, which is located in the city of Fall River, Mari and her friends filled their holiday by swimming in a pool that at that time had just been opened the day before, after the management closed the pool temporarily for repairs. The newly opened pool was apparently crowded with visitors, but the bride and her friends still decided to swim there. At first everything went well. Mary also had time to play in the pool with her friend's daughter, while her friends were partly already sitting on chairs by the pool, and some were already cleaning up. Approaching the afternoon, when the pool was about to close because its operating hours were over, her friends looked for Mari everywhere, but did not find her. They thought that most likely the Mary had gone home first, without telling her friends who were at the pool. But indeed, whether it was a hunch or how at that time her friends were also not sure, because without them realizing it, Mary's things were apparently still left there. So they had time to wait for Mary in the park near the pool. Several times they called Mary, but there was no answer. Finally they all went home from there, because it was getting dark. After that incident, one of the other officers at the pool found some items that were still left behind, including a cell phone, bag, wallet, and an identity card in the name of Mary Joseph. Finally the officer reported to the police for help, and the police came to the Mary's house to deliver her things. Indeed, when the police arrived at her house, and meet her children, they said that their mother had not come home, but the police also did not suspect anything at all about Mary's whereabouts, because at that time there was indeed no official report regarding the disappearance of Mary from the family or friends who went with her. The next day, on Monday and Tuesday, the pool remains open, and visitors enjoyed their swimming activities there. On Tuesday night, there were some naughty teenagers who tried to swim for free in the pool. The place looked deserted and they then jumped over the fence to enter the pool and immediately swam there. Not long after, there was a female figure that emerged from the pool showing her head, and her pale face and swollen body. They were shocked because they thought it was a ghost, but after observing, they did not expect that what appeared was a human corpse. They immediately ran scared to the edge of the pool and called the police. At that time the police came to evacuate and take the body to the hospital to be identified. The next day the news of the discovery of the body immediately shocked the city of Fall River, because the police immediately ordered the pool to be closed for further investigation. The investigation process began on Wednesday morning, and it was discovered that the victim was named Marie Joseph, aged 36 years. Her friends were shocked to hear of Marie's death, who they thought had gone home first. It turned out she was left behind at the bottom of the pool, until there was a 9-year-old boy who was hit by Marie while sliding. Also became sad and locked himself up because he felt guilty for Mary's death, because he had seen Marie at that time. Indeed, the boy should not have been at fault because he also did not realize that Mary was drowning, because Mary did not scream when she had difficulty breathing. But he continued to blame himself by telling his mother, if only he had been an adult, he would have immediately helped the woman. An in-depth investigation was carried out to find out the cause of Mary's death, as well as rechecking the suitability of the swimming pool that had only been opened for a few days. It turned out that what the police found was even more terrifying. The police also obtained CCTV footage, which showed the seconds when Mary drowned. At that time, Mary was seen climbing the slide that led to the pool, and she slid from the top. She accidentally hit a 9-year-old boy, who was also her neighbor's child but in a different group. When Mary had slid into the water, that's where she was seen trying to get to the surface of the water. But she had a hard time controlling her body, until finally she was no longer visible in the pool. Unfortunately, no one realized that Mary drowned. The police were also shocked to see the very murky pool water, and visibility down was only about 1 meter, which resulted in no one realizing that they were swimming with a corpse in the pool. Not to mention Mary's body sank to the bottom of the pool, which was full of dirt. The divers from the police officers found that there was a lot of mud that had settled. Dry leaves and visitors' belongings were scattered at the bottom of the pool. Residents then wondered, how could Marie drown and then float 2 days later? It was explained that Mary's drowning for 2 days and only floating on Tuesday night was influenced by several factors, such as the temperature of the pool water, the amount of water that entered the lungs, and the decomposition or decay process of the victim's body, which was longer in the water. So that when Mary's body had begun to decompose in the pool, coupled with several external factors, her body would only float to the surface of the water. During further investigation, the police also stated that the swimming pool was not suitable for use. They also obtained sensitive recordings that were no less important. That 10 days before the pool was reopened, the pool was filled with water, but it turned out that the bottom of the pool, which was already covered in mud, dry leaves, and visitor garbage, was not cleaned at all. So at that time, the officers there immediately put water equivalent to 240,000 gallons into the very dirty pool, and hope that the filter machine will work to clean the pool water. Unfortunately, the filter machine was damaged due to too much dirt, which should have been cleaned manually first, but was not done. What's worse is that the pool manager also did not allow his staff to put in or add water purifiers to inhibit the growth of microorganisms. So when they left the pool for days, the color became darker and cloudy. Realizing that the pool water was not suitable for use, the manager only allowed his staff to add purifiers to the pool only 1 day before opening, because they did not have time to drain the pool, and it would certainly cost a lot of money because the amount of water wasted was very large. The pool was finally forced to open on June 25, 2011. With very cloudy water conditions and lots of mud and garbage deposits underneath. The mistake also came from the DCR health officers, or the Department of Conservation and Recreation, because they were late in coming to check the suitability of the pool water. They only came to the pool on Monday. And on Tuesday, when Mary's body was already under, they just stated that the pool water was not suitable for use. So they asked the management to close the pool again on Wednesday. But who would have thought that the closing schedule coincided with the start of the police investigation, after finding Mary's body? If the DCR officers had come earlier before the opening of the pool, the opening schedule of the pool could have been postponed and maybe the incident would never have happened. Because of this case, other swimming pool facilities in the city should also be affected. The impact of the mayor of Fall River ordered the closure of 24 public swimming pool facilities temporarily to re-examine their eligibility. From the results of the police investigation, it was said that Mary's sinking to the bottom of the pool was due to negligence from the staff and management, who had ignored the policies and regulations that had been in effect, and did not follow the safety standards, and also the cleanliness of the pool that had been set. The case caused 4 pool supervisors to be fired. Meanwhile, the manager and also the pool cleaner were charged in court for negligence causing death. They pleaded guilty in court and for their negligence. Both staff were sentenced to 1 year probation without imprisonment, so that for 1 year they may not be involved in any legal cases. Meanwhile, 3 people from the Department of Conservation and Recreation, or DCR Massachusetts officers, were also fired. Likewise, the chief health officer from the government who was on duty accompanying DCR was also fired by the mayor of Fall River. Even so, the chief officer filed for mediation, and also appealed to the mayor for 1 year. Unfortunately, he was re-employed by the mayor who had fired him. After the terrible incident, the pool management renovated the pool during the spring, and changed the depth of the pool from 12 feet or about 3.7 meters to only 6 feet or about 1.8 meters. Of course, by paying attention to the clarity of the pool water, using state standard inspections, by sinking an iron plate into the bottom of the pool. If the plate is visible, the water clarity is still considered adequate. They also improved the security system by adding 10 supervisors and routinely conducting special training for security officers on duty in the field. Unfortunately, until today there has been no more incidents like in 2011. That's all from me today. And thank you for watching this video until the end. Hopefully cases like this don't happen to us or the people we love. Stay alert wherever you are, and wait for other interesting stories from this channel. We meet again in the next interesting video, and see you.